He always jumps the gun. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are live today, Facebook Live. We are here today. We are very fortunate from the lovely state of Arizona to have Michelle Mazzola. Welcome to the show, Michelle. The audience loves you. And from the lovely state of Nevada, 3 floors down from me, Rochelle Vannoy. Rochelle, welcome to the show. All right, let's start with Michelle, because Arizona starts with A, Nevada starts with N, so we'll go alphabetically. Michelle, start a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the business. Well, I just need to tell them before. Both of these two have finished in the top every year for the awards in their states, so that's why they're here today on the elite panel. So, Michelle, tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
All right, so I'm a native of Arizona. It's very rare here. I've been in the business. I will be celebrating my 20th anniversary in 2 weeks. So 20 years. That's if I get my renewal hours done. So let's make sure I get that done. But
Get that
20
years,
yeah, 20 years, and I started in retail for about 14 years. Ironically, I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I wanted to have my own schedule, which is funny because I think my hours are crazier than my retail hours were. So, but that's my story. 20 years.
It does make it a little, and that's awesome too, Michelle, but it does make it a little different when it's your business, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. I just went to Greece 2 weeks ago and I had some tough sales and I worked most of the time. So, I mean, I got to enjoy my husband and vacation, but it's your own business. You're in charge.
You're in
So,
charge, right? I
yeah,
love it. I love it too. It makes those hours feel different than if you're
it
just
does.
going in, punching a clock, and then right. It sure does.
Yeah, it really does for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, Rochelle, how about you? A little about yourself. How long you been doing this? All that good stuff.
It's kind of crazy because I'll be 20 years in December.
Yep.
December. So we're
Yep.
almost about the same amount of time in the business.
Yeah.
I am an individual agent, so I don't have a team. And I've been in Nevada for about 35 years. I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Nice.
From Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, the best turnpike in the country.
Well, the 80, yeah, it goes all the way. Yeah.
All the way through. It's crazy. All right. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful piece of the world. All right. So, and one of the reasons both you guys have been in, about the same time. You also have very good production, but you do it a little differently too. So, Michelle, if we were to say to you, okay, so what's your strength in this business? You do well. What would you say you do really well, and why you are a top producer in the business?
I would say I really try to offer concierge level service. I try to be that VIP for my clients and customers. My Most of my clients have a joke that says Michelle always has a guy. I always try to be the resource for them. I try to be there for them for every season. And again, start to finish. This business isn't easy. There's a lot going on. I walked into a house to do an open house the other day, and water was coming from the ceiling. So I had yeah, good times.
Not supposed to do that.
Right. No, not supposed to. Wasn't supposed to be like that. So I have resources and contractors ready to go and people ready to be there and help. So I also do a lot of corporate relocation. So I think for those people, it's helpful with all the stress they have, relocating out of state or whatever, kids, family. I really like to offer concierge level service and connect with my clients. I also, Rochelle, am a individual agent. So I've got good friends and colleagues that I can rely on. But it's that's what it is. So
No, you guys both do that very well. I thought you were going to say, I know a guy because your name ends in a vowel. I know a guy.
I know a guy. Yeah, exactly. I got a guy. I probably have a girlfriend too. But we won't talk about that in this episode.
Right, exactly. No, not on this call because it's being recorded.
No.
Yeah, you got that. And that's another reason why I have you both on here too, because you're both individual agents but produce at a high level for individual agents. Okay,
Right.
so awesome. Awesome. I love it. Okay, and Rochelle, how about you? What would you say your strength is as an agent?
I would say my main strength is consistency. Just being okay with the consistent mundaneness of the business and always trying to replace a deal with a deal.
Okay.
So, just the discipline of it and really treating it as a business and that you are your own boss and you're the rainmaker. You work or nothing happens.
Right. So true. You're in business for
Important.
yourself, right? Yeah. What were you going to say, Michelle? Sorry.
Oh, I just said very good point. Yeah, you're the rainmaker.
You are.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
are the rainmaker, because if you're not making rain, it's not raining.
it's
All
not
right.
right.
So kind of a bad analogy in the desert, but I get it. All
Yeah.
right. Right. Exactly. So, all right. So, Michelle, so your concierge service and your customer service, how do you fill your pipeline? Like, how do you get business? Like, how do you do your business every day? How's that? How do you get it going?
Yeah, well, like I said, back to Rochelle's consistency, just being consistent, being consistently checking in with your clients. I was reading something the other day, and I went to a coaching event last week that said that many people's clients are in 10 other databases. So if you're
Yeah.
not touching them, somebody's going to touch them, right? So being consistent and reaching out, how's the family, connecting on different personal levels, um, is how I constantly, fill that pipeline. I mean, we wake up unemployed every day, and it is a little bit scary from time to time, especially as the market's shifting. But being out there and just being consistent with them, is how I continuously fill that back in. There's days where it's might be slower or weeks, but then I just find another avenue to fill that spoke to get the people back in. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
always looking and always searching. And I think, that's a great point for a lot of agents out there. I used to call it in the hunt mentality. I'm always looking for the next transaction, and you have to be, it's like an awareness, isn't it?
It is always. I mean,
Yeah.
I do it between. My husband has friends that relocate to the state, and if I'm at a community neighborhood event, it's always how can I help people? What can I do to service that next person? So it's a mindset you have to have all the time.
Totally agree. All right, Michelle. Awesome, Michelle. I think that's awesome. And what about you, Michelle? Same question. How do you feel that? I have a good idea how you do it, but I want them to hear it too.
Well, I have a lot of different lead sources. I do work my database like you, Michelle, but I also reach out to expireds, for sale by owners. I do door knock sometimes. And so I try to find the person that is looking for a great agent to be able to help them and just giving them good service once I've established what their needs are to be able to help them achieve their goals in the time they want.
Yeah,
Cool.
makes
Excellent.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a prospector. I've known Michelle since my Mike Ferry days. So
Oh
she's
wow.
a
Okay,
yeah, she definitely is I call her a lean and mean machine. And
that's great.
you
That's
are
awesome.
too. You are too, though. You guys do it slightly different,
A little
and which
different.
is
Yeah.
good. That's why it's good to hear.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to hear. Okay, so this next question, it wasn't on the list, by the way. Sorry, it just came to me. Oh, this new market,
Yeah.
all the noise going on. Let's start with you. This time we'll go to you, Rochelle. All this noise going on. What changes, if any,
Yeah.
are you going to make to your business come August?
Nothing, nothing. I haven't changed anything. I really haven't paid much attention to any of that because it's just white noise to get you off track of what your real job is. So as long as you focus on doing your job every day, um, learning the actual logistics of the form. I guess that's the one thing that I will do once they finally decide on our new buyer's brokerage agreement form and whether or not it's required every time you submit an offer or not. Once they get all that worked out, then I'll just make sure that I understand what the process is, but nothing besides that.
Yeah, right. It could be worse. Could be California. It'll be just. I joke with the people from California. I go, so now you have 87 forms instead of 86. What's the big deal? Arizona's in second place too, by the way. How about you, Michelle? Thanks, Michelle. That's what I thought you would answer. Michelle, how about you? What do you think about this? All these goodies
I
going
would
on?
say, well, I would say the same thing, but I'll mix it
Yeah.
up a little bit. I'm going to stay positive through all of this, and that's what I've done. This is a big year for me. I am trying to break out of my comfort zone and step up my game. So there may or may not be a fun video that'll be released sometime today or tomorrow. I did a jumping in the pool for video. Yep.
All right, Michelle. I love it.
Yeah. I'm looking into some coaching, some additional coaching, and just stepping up my game, because we have to continuously prove our value. And that's what I want to do. I know my value and my worth, and just going to stay positive and continue through it. I think we'll all get through this just fine. But I definitely, up my game and continue to work hard for people and stay consistent through all of this. That's the best thing we all can do, to make it through all of this.
Yeah, I joke with, and I agree with both of you 100%. I joke with, I did an office meeting yesterday in California, and the question I always hear is, well, what are you going to do when a buyer doesn't have any money and there's no, cooperating compensation offered? And I go, well, that sounds probably like an FHA or VA deal. And I always say, if you were going to list an FHA or VA home, would you suggest the seller not pay a cooperating? Well, of course not. I go, so
No.
we're talking about 1 in 50, maybe 1 in 500. So we worry, and I tell them I go to the same gym for 15 years and everybody there knows what I do for work. I've been pulled over twice since the lawsuit came down and asked this question. So what do you think is going to happen? And I go, and it wasn't by people. It was by agents. It was, people don't come home and go, geez, I wonder how Rochelle's going to get paid today. Or Michelle. It's like me coming home going, hey, I wonder how that plumber is going to get paid. I don't think about how other people get paid. That's their job, isn't it?
Right.
So it's just, we have gigantic egos in real estate. And we think the whole world is worrying about our compensation. Folks, news alert. They are not.
No. And we're just going to do what we always did, right? We're going to figure it out. We're going to negotiate, and we're going to get the deals done. That's what we're going to do, really.
Yeah. And I agree with Rochelle. I don't think it's over. I think they have an idea of what they want. Remember, it started in July. Now it's August. They would not be shocked if it was September or October. The DOJ is getting involved. Who knows what can happen? But for now, we know you're going to have to at least start using the buyer broker agreement, and the compensation is probably going to be listed somewhere else.
Right.
Other than that, I would say it's a little bit up in the air, and it's really not a big deal, honestly.
No.
Hey, I've been doing this since 1985. This is my 39th year in the business. I can't believe that when buyer agency came out in 1994, that it hasn't been mandatory till now. 30 years.
I can't either.
30
I
years.
can't say that either. Yeah.
It's almost crazy. Buyers deserve a fiduciary responsibility. They do.
They do. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. So, all right, back to you, Michelle. Top 3 things. So you're an agent. You're a very successful agent. You obviously have a positive mental attitude. Go on great vacations. Same with Rochelle. Give them the top 3 ideas you'd have them to focus on if they want to get the same results that you've gotten.
Yeah, I would say most important, systems. Get systems in place. Get a transaction coordinator, somebody to at least help you through things. That's cool. I got a transaction coordinator when I was young, very early on. And I had a young family. I was blown away at how much easier my life was having just that little bit of assistance. So systems in place to help you stay, on top of things, and a transaction coordinator. I would also say, get involved. When I first started, I joined chambers. I was part of a women's networking group. YPN. I was the chair of YPN for many years. That was probably one of the best things I did, was YPN, and get involved with those people, because I had people that were younger and older than me. So I got to work with lots of agents. I got involved in leadership and coaching. All of those things just help us grow and step outside and see different things. And then the last thing I would say, honestly, which is kind of my motto this year, is just do it. just break out of your comfort zone, try different things. I mean, seriously, full hair and makeup. I jumped in a pool on Monday for a listing video. That's not me. It's not something I would normally do, but I'm ready to, take it to different levels and try different things. So those are the top three things: systems, coaching, mentoring, getting involved, and just getting out there, doing it, trying different things. Truly.
Actually, just doing. I love the fact that you're committed to getting outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Every single, whatever, as much as possible to get to your next plateau of goals. I love it. That's great. And that's where life begins, I think, outside your comfort zone.
It does. It really does. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Awesome, Michelle. Thank you. Rochelle, how about you? Same question.
So I agree with all of her answers. So I'm going to add two because I agree all of those things will help you to succeed and achieve great things in your real estate career. So I'm going to go a little bit more on the other side. You need to create a schedule and pretend it's a real job. I mean, it is a real job. So you don't have to really pretend. But I mean is a lot of people think when you get into real estate, like Michelle said earlier, that you've got all this free time and you could do whatever you want. And what you find out once you're in the industry is that if you want to be successful, you have to have a disciplined schedule, just like you were punching a clock. So that would be number one. And number two would be to uh, really work whatever your market is. Like, for example, I'm in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a huge tourist market for people. So we do have a lot of second homes. Lately, we are getting a lot of people that are also for sports and things like that. So think about where your market is going. What is the driving things that are either going to make people come to your city or leave your city? And how can you capitalize on that? So that would be number two, do a little bit of strategic business planning, so to speak, kind of piggybacks on her systems thing. And then for the last thing, as far as helping people achieve and strive in this market, it's going to be mindset. So I, many a year ago now, got an affirmation partner, and I'm actually on my second one. I have to say, my first affirmation partner, we were partners for like a decade. And I've been with the person now for almost 3 years. But to find someone that you can connect to, call and just say, let's talk. I just want to get in that right mind space, that right mood to get your body energy in the way that you need it to get the results that you need. And they're there for you when you're having that day where you don't want to get out of bed and you want to stay in your jammies and eat bonbons all day. So get
Yes.
somebody that is kind of an accountability person for you.
Great.
Accountability, affirmation partner. I think that's great too, because then you can say, like, you know what? Hey, I sell 50 homes a year. I make this. I am alive. Whoever your affirmations are, I always
Right.
recommend that they are your goals. I have in my wallet, I have a check from my checkbook. We don't use them anymore, so I have a whole bunch of them I can use. But it's, and I write out a check every year to myself, from myself, dated, 12/31/2024, because I'm an employee, but we have bonus. I'm also licensed. So I write down the amount, and then on the back side, I write down my top 10 affirmations. Sometimes it's only 7 or 8, but I call it the top 10 because I don't go above 10 because my memory's not that good. And I keep it in my wallet all year. About October, it starts falling apart. So I rewrite it for the next year. So I believe, and I got that from Jim Carrey. People go, "Where'd you get that from?" I go, "Jim Carrey. I heard him say
That's
it on
right.
an interview."
Yeah.
Not the
He wrote
backside, but
himself
the
a
front
check
side.
for $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
he was living in his car, a broke person. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And then he put it in his father's casket when his father passed away. He wrote it out for 10 million, but he actually made 20 million for Dumb and Dumber. I'm
Wow.
pretty
Yeah.
sure
Great.
I could act that dumb for 20 million. I think I could pull that off.
I think so. Good.
All right. All right. So let's think now. Okay. So is there anything else as far as the real estate business goes that you think they should know? I'll go back to you again, Michelle. Anything else these people out there, like, I'm somebody that wants to go, I'm just starting out, or I want to take it to the next level. You gave me your top 3. Anything else you can think of that they ought to know as just a good guideline?
Um, I think we covered most of it. I was at a coaching thing. It was a Tom Ferry event last week, and the big thing was video and connecting. It was mostly centered around marketing, and I think that's where I need to. They say people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? So getting out there and just people forget if you're not, and I'm guilty of this. I really am. Not being out there on social media as much as I'd like to be. So again, get out there. Don't be the secret agent. Let people know what you do, and keep doing it.
I love it. Yeah, I know Tom. I used to work with Tom at Mike Ferry years ago. He had Jason.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jason there? The guy Jason was doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
he's really good. He's really good. I like him. I saw him at the convention earlier this year, and then the other guy too from Mac, something Mac, John Mac.
Mac.
I can't think.
Yeah, yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they're very good. Very good. Awesome point. And you know what? For me, who's been in the business since 1985, the newest thing to me is the social media part, doing videos. And
It is. Yeah,
I
me
do
too.
them every day now, except Saturday and Sunday, and they work. It's amazing how well they work.
They do.
And I torture Rochelle about this all the time. So, Rochelle, what do you think
Yeah.
now? That secret maybe that they need to hear as well, other than the 6 wonderful points you guys gave them.
So I actually have 2 more. So one would be take care of your health, your body. Listen to yourself. This isn't a physically hard business, but you do have to be mentally strong. And the way to be mentally strong is actually to not have any physical ailments yourself. So to physically keep yourself in healthy condition. We're around a lot of people, and that will help you to be able to help more people. The last one is to always be learning. So whatever the way is that you learn, and you've been doing this for a while too, Rick, is like join a book club or take CE classes, even though you don't need any more credits, just to learn something. Go to preview property. You should be learning something small every day and something big every month, because if you're not learning and growing as a person, you're not becoming the person who deserves to earn the money. You have to be the person first, and then the money will follow.
I love it. No, it's so true. People think that if I think a certain way, I'll act. And I think you put the body through the motions, and then the mind shows up. Myself, I agree with that 100%.
Mhm.
And you know what? You need to have energy in this business. You need to be energetic,
You do.
enthusiastic, right?
Yeah.
People can tell when you're not. They can tell when you are, and they can tell when you are not. And nobody, it's a big deal for people when they list their property. I mean, most people want top dollar. They're going to list their people with the person they think who's going to give them the best option for that, right?
Who can perform? Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That's the key. That's the key. Which, I'm sure both of you have a listing presentation that you pretty much use every time, except for the person and the CMA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a big point for a lot of agents while I'm coaching the agents in this company, is they need to practice that listing presentation, because it's a very expensive conversation every time you go on one, right?
Yeah. I'm doing a listing presentation mastermind tomorrow for the agents in our office. And we're gonna go through it again. Keep going through it.
Yep, it's good. Yep, I agree 100%. All right, ladies, look at this. I appreciate your time today. This was incredibly awesome. Once again, I'll be blasting this out everywhere. It'll be on my YouTube channel for life. And you guys, I really appreciate you taking your time out today.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah, thanks a lot, Rick. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Rochelle. Yeah.
You too, Michelle.
Have a wonderful
Bye,
day, you
Rick.
guys. Good luck. Thank you.
All right, ladies, keep it rolling. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.